What's up, you guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda Marie, and over here I love to discuss all things fragrance. So if you're someone that is into smelling good, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. If you're into fragrances, or I have inspired you to purchase any bottle of perfume that's sitting on your vanity right now, or your dresser, or that's in your purse, or whatever the case may be, you may be wearing that fragrance right now today. I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and also like my video, because the more you guys hit that like button, the more YouTube pushes my videos and I can reach more people, and we can just have the best fragrance family ever. So I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Okay, I don't ever want to think of this scenario, like I don't ever want to think this way, like I never do. Like I never want to even phantom, envision, think about anything happening to where I would ever have to start my fragrance collection over again. But in the event that I have to start my fragrance collection over again, I'm going to show you 10 fragrances that I feel like I would want to start my collection with. Let me just look at what I have laid out here. None of these fragrances I had when I started my fragrance collection. And mind you, I've been collecting fragrances since, oh my God, probably 1995. That's when I really fell in love with perfume and smelling good. None of the fragrances that I'm gonna mention in this video were around in freaking 1995 or 1996. Okay, I may be telling my age a little bit. I pray to God that I never have to do this, but here are the fragrances that I would pick. Listen, either you love this fragrance or you hate this fragrance. Luckily for me, I love this fragrance. This is Baccarat Rouge 540. You guys know what it is. The hype was so real. I didn't even want to like this fragrance. Like, I didn't want to like it. I was like, what is everybody talking about? People used to mention it in the comments of my videos. And I was like, okay, 5 people have talked about this fragrance. I must look into it. So one day I went to the mall and I smelled it, sprayed it on. And initially I was like, okay, this is nice. Like, it's sweet. It's a little woody, you know. 30 minutes later, I got to the car and I was absolutely in love with the fragrance. And I want to say I bought this bottle probably in 2021 or 2022. I'm thinking it was 2021 when I bought Baccarat. And I've been in love with it ever since. As you guys can see, I have a pretty nice dent here. Like, the dent is denting, okay? She gets worn, okay? I do wear this fragrance. I don't pull for it a lot because I do have other fragrances in my collection that smell like this. And this is really a fragrance that's been duped, and duped very well. I'm not even gonna lie. So I have plenty of dupes, and thus I don't really grab for it that often. But if I had to start my fragrance collection over again, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie to you, Baccarat Rouge would be in the lineup because I love it so much. And if you've not smelled this fragrance, let me just give you a brief description. It's sweet. It's like cotton candy sweet. It's woody. It has oak moss in it. So it kind of has this somewhat tiny little aquatic or watery type of smell to me. Some type of water, not necessarily ocean, okay, but there is some type of aquatic watery note here. And I get the fern. It's like a fern tree, you know, like when you smell Christmas trees. I wouldn't say pine. There's a woodiness to it, not over the top woody, nothing masculine or anything like that. It is just, in my opinion, one of the best fragrances. It's very addicting. Like, I love to smell this on myself. I love to smell this on men. I just think this is a fragrance that literally smells great on everybody. Unfortunately for me though, I can't really smell this fragrance after I wear it for like girl, 30 minutes. I don't know what's up with that. Like, my nose just has a tendency to go blind to it. Usually never happens to me, but for some reason with this fragrance, I have a tendency to not smell it on myself, but other people can smell it on me. Plus, if I go in with the sprays, like, it gets real heavy. So yeah, I love this. This would definitely be one of the first ones that I would buy, starting my collection over again. So again, this is Baccarat Rouge 540. So this is 34 Boulevard Saint Germain by Diptyque. And I bought this probably like last November. Or I think that was the last time Nordstrom had like a perfume sale or whatever. And I really went for Doucin. Is it Doucin? I think it's Doucin. It's a pretty kind of earthy, vanillic type of scent where they didn't have it. So I ended up getting 34 Boulevard Saint Germain. And I have absolutely no regrets. This is what I would call a chypre type of scent. It's very earthy, very woody. There's patchouli here. It has this very dense feel to it. I want to say there may be some incense in here. When I looked it up on Fragrantica, there were a ton of notes, but I'm just telling you what sticks out to me the most. And I get that patchouli, I get the incense, I get the woodiness. And as it dries down, I get this beautiful, soft, sweet, yummy vanilla. That is what I get from this fragrance. In my opinion, this fragrance is very intoxicating to me. It smells just so beautiful. Even though there are a lot of heavy notes in this fragrance, they just come together and blend so well together that I don't even think about the fact that I'm smelling patchouli or I'm smelling woody notes and incense. They all just blend and work so well together. I'm not the biggest Diptyque fan, but I absolutely love this fragrance. It's just... The next fragrance is a fragrance that never was on my radar. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. I just ran up on it by luck, I guess you can say. Because one day I was in Nordstrom and I went by the Harmonist perfume counter, and the sales associate was like asking me what I liked in fragrances, and she was like, I have the best fragrance for you. And she brought out Hypnotizing Fire by the Harmonist, and you guys, oh baby, it was love at first whiff. Man, another patchouli forward fragrance. It smells like crystallized, sugared crystallized patchouli leaves. I have heard some other reviews and people say it smells a little this, a little that, and I didn't get anything that they was getting. I do realize that there is a eau de parfum version and there is a parfum version. So maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's why they pick up a little something that I don't, because I have the eau de parfum version. But regardless, we all agree that this thing smells good, okay? We can all agree on that because it is just, oh my God. Okay, this is a fragrance that was gifted to me, and I'm really happy that it was, because I don't know if I would have necessarily bought it on my own. But now that I've smelled it, and if I had to start over again because I've smelled it and I know what it's giving, I would definitely buy this fragrance over again. It may very well be the first one that I purchased. This is Birth of Venus by Argos. Do you guys see how beautiful this bottle is? The bottle is absolutely stunning. I can't even talk. And they were nice enough to engrave my name on the back, so that was very sweet of them. You may know Argos from Triumph of Bacchus. That is one of their more popular fragrances. What else? Danae is a popular one. They also release Fall of Phaeton. So that is this brand, Argos, okay? But y'all, let's talk about the fragrance though. Ooh. You talking about femme fatale. You talk about smelling like a beautiful woman. This fragrance is very womanly, okay? But not in the sense of older, mature type of woman. More so in the sense of exotic, sexy, grown woman. But if I had to imagine what a goddess smelled like, you know, from Greek mythology, I would definitely feel like she smells like Birth of Venus, because it's definitely giving goddess vibes. It smells juicy. It smells like a sweet, dark berry, raspberry, okay, with chocolate. There is some tuberose in here, but the tuberose is done so well, to perfection. So much so, in my opinion, it doesn't even come off like tuberose, because to me, tuberose does have a very distinctive white floral type of smell, okay? And in certain fragrances, I do feel like tuberose can come off a little bit mature. Maybe sometimes too mature for me, okay? If you're thinking about getting this, just be careful that you don't spray this on anything white, okay? Because it will more than likely stain your clothes, because the juice actually comes out just like this color, okay? So you want to be mindful of that. But I would definitely spray myself down before I put my clothes on. And if I'm wearing something black, I don't even care, girl. I'm just going to go on with the sprays. But again, this is Birth of Venus by Argos, and I would definitely buy this if I had to start over. This is actually the perfect fragrance to segue into, because I do feel like Birth of Venus and Good Girl Gone Bad have the same type of tuberose in it. And people do, when they smell Birth of Venus, they do say it can remind them of Good Girl Gone Bad by Kilian. This is the extreme version. I do have a decant of the original version, and I would tell you they are not that far apart from each other. I would say the extreme may have a little bit of a milky note in it, something a little bit latonic in it, but they're not that far apart. But this was actually my very first Kilian purchase. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, my very first Kilian purchase. And, well, not this one, the travel size of the original. Then this came out, and I want to say the sales associate was like, at the time when I went to smell it, I think he told me that he didn't know if it was going to be a regular item, because sometimes when they come out with the extreme versions of things, it's like limited edition. So because I knew I had the original, I didn't want to take any chances, so I went ahead and picked up the extreme. But this may be a permanent item now at this point, I don't know. But again, they're not far off. But this is a warm, ooh, sexy tuberose. The tuberose smells very exotic. I know I've used that word a lot in this video, but that is the only way I can really explain the tuberose in here. It just smells different from any other tuberose that I have smelled, okay? You can tell it's tuberose, but it's not a heady tuberose. Maybe that's what I need to say. But it is a gorgeous tuberose. There is something, again, a little lactonic. There is also something a little earthy in here. I don't know if it's vetiver, but I'm picking up on something a little earthy, okay? Not over the top, but you definitely pick it up in this fragrance. But my goodness, this fragrance is absolutely beautiful. I love to wear this really on a date night. I love to wear this when I'm dressed up, I have somewhere to go, an event, like I'm looking cute, you know what I'm saying? I usually don't go for this fragrance if I'm going to work, to be honest with you. I just don't like spraying my good stuff and going to work, child. This is the one I pull out when I'm going on a date. I'm dressed up, I'm going to an event. I feel sexy and I want something that smells sexy. That's when I pull for Good Girl Gone Bad Extreme by Kilian. It is a really good scent, and I would definitely buy this if I had to start over. Next up, we have Blancbet by Liquids Imaginaires. Is it Liquidis Imaginaires? Liquid Imaginaires? Which one is it? Let me know down in the comments. I think it's Liquidis, but this is Blancbet by Liquids Imaginaires. I absolutely love this fragrance. As y'all can see, my dent is denting, okay? Very much so, because she is absolutely beautiful. You hear me? When I smell this fragrance, I am instantly taken back to my childhood. I've said this in multiple videos before. It's very nostalgic for me in the way that it smells like cocoa butter lotion. I know, like, how can you say that? It's so expensive, it's so this, it's so that, but it smells like cocoa butter, okay? There is cacao in here, there's vanilla, there is a milky note. It's just, it's gorgeous, y'all. It is really gorgeous. It's not necessarily anything I feel like that's like groundbreaking, and you may have experienced this before if you're into fragrances and you smell a lot like I do. You're gonna run into fragrances that are not necessarily like worth the hype, that are not necessarily groundbreaking to you, but it has something about it. It smells special, you know, and that's how I feel about Blancbet. It smells special. I can't, that's the only way I can really break it down for y'all. I don't know how to put it any other way. In my opinion, I feel like it was well worth the coin. And I want to say this was a blind buy for me. And y'all know I get real nervous when it comes to blind buying fragrances, okay? I don't really do that anymore. And I was on pins and needles. And when I smelled it for the first time, I wasn't necessarily overexcited. I wasn't like, oh my God, this smells amazing. Nah, it wasn't like that. It wasn't until the fragrance really dried down on me and I just kept getting whiffs of it all day long, and that vanilla got the vanillaing like it do, and I fell in love with it. And I just don't ever see this fragrance not being in my collection. I really don't. And the fact that that cacao comes through like cocoa butter, it just reminds me of being a little girl, and anytime we got ready to go to church or got dressed up or hell, went to school, you had that dry skin and all you had in your house was that big ass bottle of cocoa butter lotion. That's what you use, okay? And that is what this gives me. It smells just like an angel, like a pretty feminine angel. I think it's supposed to represent a unicorn, and unicorns are very special because they're mythical, like they don't exist, right? And there is something in this fragrance that is very mystical. It's a very mystical fragrance. I cannot, y'all ain't never heard me say that about any fragrances in my collection, and I have a ton of fragrances in my collection, but there is something very magical about Blancbet that it just stole my heart. It just stole my heart. And y'all, the longevity on this thing, top tier. Do you hear me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me say it again. The longevity on this thing is top tier, okay? I mean, ooh, it lasts forever, forever. It has a beautiful sillage. People can smell me everywhere I go. It's just an amazing scent, and I would definitely buy it again. Know that this is going to be on the collection. I'm pretty sure at this point, y'all probably know that I was going to say Kilian's Angel Share. If you're not, if you are new here, let me just tell you, I have been in love with Kilian fragrances forever. But this is Angel Share. Y'all know this fragrance is very popular. I'm pretty sure you've seen like a ton of videos on it. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. But this is a sweet, fruity, like dried fruit, boozy vanillic scent. It is absolutely beautiful. It has a very cozy feel to it. So just imagine wearing this in the wintertime and you're by a fireplace. You have this on, you're gonna get real cozy because it has those type of vibes. And I absolutely love it. As y'all can see, I do have a little bit of a dent in here. I may need to consider buying me a backup bottle, seeing as though there are a lot of changes being made with the Kilian brand since it's been sold. So I might need to consider buying me a backup bottle because I don't think they've touched the formula on this yet. Okay, so I love this. Okay, so this fragrance is not new, but it's new to me. I finally added it to my collection probably about a month ago. This is Amouage Guidance, and it is one of the most beautiful fragrances I have put my nose on. Just a little like tea on me. I am not the biggest lover of uber floral fragrances. I'm not the biggest lover of uber feminine fragrances either. So I love my vanillas. I love my edible type of fragrances. Super sweet. I'm a gourmand girly at heart. But my fragrance collection mostly consists of woody, incense, spice, patchouli, very earthy type of fragrances. It's giving masculine almost. And I'm like, I can't help it. I like what I like. But I smelled this in the store one day and it just rung my bell. Do you understand? It rung my bell. I knew I had to have it. I'll be honest with y'all, I'm just not at a point in my life where I can continue to spend 400 here, 400 there, 500 here. Girl, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's taken me a year to get this fragrance, but she's here now and I'm loving it. You know, like I've said before, fragrance to me is like art. I have a lot of older fragrances in my collection that I just feel like are timeless, classic fragrances that would just never get old to me. So I look at fragrances like that as well. So anyway, back to Guidance though. Made by one of my favorite perfumers, Quentin Biche. We have pear, hazelnut, olibanum, osmanthus, rose, saffron, jasmine sambac, sandalwood, vanilla, akigala wood, ambergris, and labdanum. Y'all, what I pick up in this fragrance, I really probably pick up that juicy pear in the opening and the hazelnut. I'm thinking I get that saffron and jasmine, not so much of the rose. I may also pick up more osmanthus than the jasmine, in all honesty. As it dries down, I do pick up that sweet, like a sweet, creamy vanilla and sandalwood combination, because at some point it does get a little creamy to me. It's always sweet from the beginning. Like I sprayed this in my hair the other day, y'all, and I swear I still smell it in my hair. It smells so freaking good. Ooh, it smells beautiful. As soon as I walked in the door at work, people smell my scent trail, and y'all, I'm telling you, this is a beast. And one thing about it, let me just say this too. I've not always been the biggest fan of Amouage fragrances. This is probably my first one, and I want to say Love Delight is my second fragrance from Amouage. You know what? Let me back it up. Let me stop lying. I love, is it Beach Hut Woman? I love Interlude Woman. I think that's the name of it, Interlude Woman. I love Guidance, and I love Delight. I just smelled it the other day. I don't like Love Delight more than I like Guidance. So I don't know if I'll be purchasing Love Delight at some point, but I definitely knew I wanted Guidance because it's just everything. Like, it's sweet, fruity, creamy, it's floral, okay? And I do feel like it does have a lot of floral notes in it. Like, you can't miss it, but it's not necessarily like a heady floral, okay? People were saying this smelled like coochie. I don't know about that, okay? I don't know nothing about that. My coochie smells like guidance, okay? Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't use the word coochie. That may come off as a little crass, okay? My apologies. If I offended you by using that word, I'm sorry. That's just what I heard on the streets, okay? That is what I heard on the streets. But when I smell this, I don't think of the C word, okay? I just think of a beautiful smelling. I don't even necessarily think I think of a woman when I smell this fragrance. I think of just being in the most beautiful botanical garden with all these almost exotic flowers popping up everywhere, and some fruity notes, like there's a pear tree somewhere, because the pear is definitely dripping in this fragrance, but there's a pear tree somewhere in the garden, okay? That's what I think about. It's definitely feminine, but when I smell this, female is not the first thing that comes to my mind. It's like a flower garden. That's what I get. But it's absolutely beautiful, and I would definitely add this to the collection if I had to start over. I've heard me talk about this fragrance a million times, so I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not even gonna keep you. If you're not familiar with this fragrance, this is Another 13 by Lelabo, and it is one of my favorite fragrances from Lelabo. I have this, and I have Thé Noir that was gifted to me, but this is my favorite. As y'all can see, the dent is there. Next time I buy a bottle of this, I'm getting the biggest bottle that they have. This is, I want to say, ISO Super, maybe Ambroxan. It may have a little woodiness in here. I want to say there's pear in here. This is not a beast mode fragrance, but it performs like a beast mode fragrance, if you get what I'm saying. And why I say that is because it has one of the most beautiful scent trails ever. I promise you. You wear this and you're in your office and you go to the break room to get coffee, you come back to your office, I promise you, somebody that went in the break room after you is going to tell you when they see you later on how they knew you were at work that day, because they smelled your perfume. That is the performance of this thing. It lasts all day. It smells beautiful. It smells like your skin, but better. The best skin scent, okay? You ever had a boyfriend, maybe even a girlfriend, okay, and you smell their t-shirt or something intimate piece from the person? We're getting a little bit too personal here, but you smell some clothing item that they left at your place, okay, and it smells like their skin in the best way, in the most sexiest way. That is what Another 13 gives. That is what it gives. It just smells like the prettiest skin scent ever, and it's amazing. Definitely would repurchase this again. I would start over, and I would start with this. This could, did I already say the first one? Okay, I think I said Baccarat would be the first one. Another 13 would, you know what, I changed that. Another 13 would probably be the first one. Baccarat would be the second one because it's so damn expensive. But either way, those are like the first two that I'm buying, okay? African Rooibos by Chris Collins. Again, I've talked about this umpteenth hundred times because I love it that much. I really, really do. It smells so good. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say this. African Rooibos is one of my favorite from the collection, and also Lust and Long Kiss Goodnight and Sweet Taboo. But African Rooibos is number one in my book. It's number one. This is a tea scent. So if you're into like tea fragrances, and when I say tea, I mean tea, like what you drink, okay? It has some spice to it, some cardamom. That Rooibos tea smells very exotic in my opinion. I believe it is an African tea because when he talked about it, he said he was in either Cape Cod, somewhere in South Africa, and he was visiting like different like shops and tea shops and things like that because he's a tea drinker. So it makes sense that he would come out with something like this. I just totally smell, I smell something very earthy. I smell something warm. I smell the spice. I smell the bergamot. It gives it a citrusy type of opening. It smells very good. It smells expensive. And I don't know if y'all can see the dent that I put in here. I'm trying to slow down on this because, girl, I just bought this like in October. So not that October was like last month, but still, I didn't think that I would be going through it this quickly, but I am, because it's that good. It just smells so beautiful, so lovely. When I wear this and I'm wearing like a wig or hair, I do have a tendency to spray this all over. Not in my natural hair, just when I'm wearing a unit. And I go in with the sprays, y'all, and let me tell you, the wind just takes the fragrance and it just floats everywhere. Everybody can smell this. The sillage on it is amazing. It's just an absolutely beautiful fragrance. 10 out of 10. It is now available online, I believe, with Sephora. Yes, it was available, I want to say April 9th. They launched it on Sephora, online only. But so you can get this. I highly recommend this fragrance. If you're gonna get anything from Chris Collins' line, and you and I share the same type of taste in fragrances, I would recommend African Rooibos. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. It smells amazing, amazing. It's so beautiful. In all honesty, I pray to God that I never have to do such a thing. I never want to start my collection over again. I really don't. I've got to a point where I have like really created my fantasy ideal collection of things that I personally love. And so I mean, so even if I had to start over again, I know in my mind what I like and what I don't like. When I first started my fragrance collection, well, when I started my channel, I should say, back when I started wearing fragrances, I still only bought what I liked. I never bought anything that I didn't like, okay? When I started my channel, because I was reviewing fragrances, I found myself purchasing a lot of fragrances that just didn't like mesh with me, and so I've sold them at this point. So what I have now today are absolutely just likes or extreme loves for me right now. So these fragrances I think are solid. I would definitely add these 10 back in my collection. These would probably be the first ones that I would add back. Slowly, girl, okay, slowly, but I would add them back for sure. Comment down below and let me know, if you had to start over, what fragrances would you add back into your collection? If you are a lover of fragrances, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bells. That way you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. It means so much to me and the growth of my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're having a pleasant day, and I hope you are smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.